collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at 3 new figures from the Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles line from Playmates. We have High School Raphael, Turbo Camy, and High School Michelangelo. So I was excited to find these today at Walmart. I had seen pictures of them online. I had no idea they were coming, and I think they look kind of fun. Obviously, Raphael's into bodybuilding. He's got his little dumbbells here, as well as a backpack. Then we have Turbo Camy, which is a character I'm not familiar with. I'm assuming it's from the new show. And then High School Michelangelo. I just don't know how they think they would pass in school as having green skin. But in any case, over here on the back, you can see, I guess there's 4 in this wave. I could not find Crabapult. I was looking all over the place. I thought he looked the most exciting, and I wanted to get that one, but unfortunately, they had like 2 full sets of the other 3, but he was nowhere to be found. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get these 3 out of the packaging here, and we'll take a closer look. So here are the 3 figures out of the package, and before we get to that, I wanted to mention real quick that apparently there's a promotion for an upcoming game called Mutants Unleashed, which I guess is going to be on either console or PC, out on October 18th. And each of these figures comes with some kind of code. The code's on the back. I'm not going to show you that in case I decide to use it. But basically, it's just saying buy the game, complete the missions, and then put the code in, and you can get a skin in the game. So this is High School Mikey. Came with High School Mikey. Where's the other one? So High School Raph came with High School Raph. And then Turbo Camy came with Action Figure Raph. So I guess Turbo Camy is not appearing in the game. So there is that. Also, there is this little Tales of the TMNT kind of booklet that shows you all of the other toys that are available. Most of these I feel like we already know. Here are the Mutant Mayhem figures that we've pretty much already seen. I think I've reviewed all these. I still don't have April. I still need to find a single pack April. Then you have some of these giant ones. Giant Roll and Punch. Then you have the Mega Mutant there, which I still haven't picked up. You have a Stretch Armstrong version of Mikey. A vehicle assortment there. And then, of course, the sewer playset. Over around on the back, you have the Mix and Match Mutants. And then apparently they're doing the mutations again. That's fun, but in the new style. And then there are these 2 that just turn into motorcycles. I have actually seen these at Target, but I don't know. I don't know if I need to pull the trigger on those or not. Then you have some role play sets. You have this weird like party wagon mix and match thing with these tinier figures. The mutation station, apparently this is called. Yeah, I don't know. I've seen that as well, but again, don't think I need it. You have some role play masks, and then you have the Tootin' Turtle Tots. I just love some of the expressions on these. I guess they're like whoopee cushions shaped like turtles, and they make farting sounds. The name Tootin' Turtle Tots is just absolutely fantastic, though, so I had to share that with you. But yeah, so each one of these comes with this little booklet to show you some of the other toys that are available. But all of that out of the way now, let's get into our new figures here. We got to start with the chameleon, right? This is Turbo Camy, and there's a lot going on here. A lot of different colors. All of his limbs, or her limbs, I'm not sure, are different colors. It looks like a shirt was ripped off during the mutation process, or something's going on there. Just very, very colorful. I will give it that. Like, I think the head sculpt is just so crazy and out there. Unfortunately, the mouth does not articulate, but you got this tongue. The teeth are painted. You have this little ridge up here. You have these spikes. I mean, even just the head alone, there's so much going on in terms of color. Now, I think the head was supposed to be able to move, but because it's so kind of specifically formed into this little cutout for it, you can't really turn it because it's going to just hit into the walls there. But you can kind of get a little bit of up and down, kind of slightly wiggle side to side. So there, it feels like there's a joint in there, but you can't really utilize it, unfortunately. You do have a hinge and a rotation in the shoulders, and a hinge and a rotation in the elbow, and then you have a wrist swivel, so really nice articulation for both of the arms. You have a waist swivel here, which I have to admit I wasn't expecting. The tail can actually swivel side to side. The legs are a little weird, so they have the kind of typical hinge and rotation legs, but because of the skirt and the way they're cut out, you're not going to really get much out of it other than maybe you can go to the side. I mean, technically you can spin them around, but I don't know why you'd need to. Very kind of just typical hinge knees, so there's no rotation. And oh, actually there is. I'm wrong. I'm sorry. It didn't look like there was, but there is a hinge and rotation in the knee, and then you have a foot swivel. So the legs are not as weird as I initially thought, because the way they're done, like they so perfectly hinge like that and meet that I thought there was no rotation. I thought it was just a hinge, but there actually is a rotation in there, so that's really cool. But yeah, tons of colors, crazy giant figure. This thing is massive, definitely a huge, huge figure. A lot of weight, a lot of bulk to it as well. But if we can get him to stand. There we go. Now let's move on to our high school versions of Raph and Mike. These are pretty hilarious, honestly, so they don't have any bandanas or pads or anything like that. You have this like flannel overshirt, which I think works really well. The shirt inside says, "You're not up, dog." And I don't really get that. I don't know what that means. He's got his weights here, which fit very nicely into his hands. I believe they are... Oops, see. I knew it was only a matter of time before Cammy fell over. Sometimes you can kind of use the tail as like a tripod to get it to stand, but we'll try it out. So we have the dumbbells. Now I believe they are made out of black plastic, and then the inside is painted silver, which looks nice, but considering that's where the figure is going to be grasping it, I worry that that paint will chip off over time, but we'll see how that goes as I flick this one across the room. There we go. So 2 barbells there. The backpack works pretty well. Basically, you kind of have to bring the arms back like this to kind of get it to slide off of one and then off the other, but it does just go on like that. The inside's hollow. I think it just kind of form fits to the shell a little better, but I love this overshirt. I think this works really well. Now, the way it's done is this is a kind of a softer piece of plastic, which I guess technically you could try to pop off. Actually, I think, is this attached? It may be attached in some way on this side. It doesn't feel like it over here. Oh, no, maybe not. Maybe it's just really form-fitting. So you could probably try to take this off if you wanted to, but the sleeves on the arms are molded to match that. So if you take off, this is like a vest almost at this point. And if you take this off, the shirt underneath is not going to match the sleeves. So it's, you know, doesn't really make sense. But I think it's executed well. I think, you know, the plastic of the vest piece flows perfectly into the sleeve, so it looks like one cohesive shirt. I think the head sculpt is great. The expression is fantastic. He's very upset. You have a ball joint for the head. Pretty decent range of motion there. You can look up really nicely. Spin side to side. You can even tilt side to side nicely there. Hinge and rotation in the shoulder. Hinge and rotation in the elbow. Wrist swivel. You have kick forward and swivel, so you could kick out to the side if you like. You just have to kind of swivel the whole leg. I wish these were ball joints, but what are you going to do? This is how they've been pretty much since the entire line started. Hinge and rotation in the knee, and then you have a swivel at the shoe, and they have some pretty sweet kicks. No exposed feet this time around. So it's a pretty fun little figure. I think it works. I think the backpack works pretty well. It can be a little annoying to get the backpack on and off, but it's not too bad. You just kind of have to really get that around, and then it's not a big deal. And it stays on pretty well. I mean, once it's on there, you know, it can wiggle around a slight bit, but for the most part, it stays where it's supposed to. And then we'll give him his dumbbells back. Dumbbells, barbells, I don't know. I think barbell is technically the longer one that you bench press. I don't know much about lifting weights, as you could probably tell if you've ever seen me. Moving on to Michelangelo, he comes with a little microphone stand, and you can actually take the mic out, which I think is kind of cool, so he can hold on to that if you want him to just kind of have the microphone, or he can put it in the microphone stand, which I think is a neat accessory. I feel like this could be a lot of fun to just use with other lines as well, just to have a microphone stand. I like to picture that Michelangelo is working on his stand-up comedy. I haven't seen the show, but I like to think that he's, you know, he would be working on some stand-up comedy. That seems like it would suit his personality. He has kind of an older, over-the-shoulder bag here, and this is very simple to just pop over his head, like so. Very simple there. And he's got this great Hawaiian shirt. Unfortunately, no printing on the back, But he's got all the same articulation that Raphael has. So ball joint in the head, shoulder rotation and swivel. Same with the elbow, wrist swivel. Same movement here in the hips and the knees, and then swivel at his white sneaks. But yeah, overall, I think these are fun figures. I don't know if they go to school in the show. I would assume that's what's going on with this and why we have these high school versions of the Turtles, but I love it. I just to see them in like civilian get-ups, I think is fun, because for me in the original cartoon, they would always kind of don civilian clothes, like to sneak out to get pizza or groceries or whatever else they needed. So I'm always up for Turtles in civilian clothes, trying to, you know, pass for not ninjas, I guess. But I think they're fun. I just think these are fun figures. I found them at Walmart, $10 a piece. I feel like, you know, for $10, you're not going to find a better figure on the market right now than Playmates and these $10 figures. Great articulation, great detailing. Accessories are nice. You really can't go wrong. Just a good time. So I definitely recommend checking these out, and hopefully I can find that Crabapult to finish off the wave. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.